Hey, good morning. This is John from Next Crypto Prices. Last video I made on Cake, I hinted at the need to also do an update on BNB because the picture at the moment is quite telling, especially following the last flush we had early February. But let's do a recap. This is the weekly time frame. Before I go into the Elliott wave counts, I just want to highlight one observation. The top we had in the last bull run, 21, was followed or highlighted by a triple negative divergence on the daily time frame at the RSI. Right now, there is also something very similar happening on the RSI, triple negative divergence. So potentially an indication that, top has formed for BNB. That was just an observation I wanted to share before I dive into the Elliott wave count. So looking at the early days of BNB, late 2017, we had price evolve into a leading diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each of these segments is a 3-wave corrective move. Okay. The last part of the leading diagonal, the C leg of this 5th wave, was an impulse to the upsides, marking the top of wave 1. We then had a wave A formed to the downside, 3-wave to the upside for wave B, and then wave C bottomed at $183 in June 2022. Following that low back then, price made a 3-wave to the upside. So there was a strong possibility at the time, probability that this was actually a continuation of the C leg and that the 5th would extend further to the downside. Or it could have been an indication that price was in the process of making a leading diagonal. And the following price action indicated that it was indeed a leading diagonal with a top for wave 1, an A, B, C to the downside, A, B, and C right here marked the low of wave 2 on this corrective structure. Notice once again how price found support at the 70.2% retracement between the low of wave 1 and the top of wave 1. Following that, we had an impulse 5-wave to the upside for wave A, then 3-wave to the downside for B, and an ending diagonal, contracting one with a blow off top for wave C, marking the top of this leading diagonal for wave 3. We then had an ABC to the downside for wave 4. And then from August to December, we had a contracting leading diagonal, 5 waves for wave A, 3-wave to the downside for wave B, and then finally wave C in an ending diagonal once again, marking the top of this leading diagonal wave 1. Yeah, so we have a leading diagonal complete, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. Okay, so let me just remove the highlighted sections. Now, if I will zoom in to the 4-hour. And from the top of wave 1 leading diagonal, which is right here, the highlighted is right here, we had price print wave A, 5-wave to the downside. We had the corrective 3-wave to the upside for wave B, and then another 5 to the downside with a strong liquidation we had early February, marking the low of wave C. So this ABC was indeed back then a probable advocate in favor of correction finished. Yeah. But now if you look at the price action we had following this movement, it was actually a 3-wave to the upside for wave A, 3-wave to the downside for B, and then 5 to the upside for wave C, essentially creating corrective move as wave X. Following this wave X, we had a 5 to the downside. So wave 1 is here, wave 2, wave 3 extends, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 3. And then we had an A, B, C for wave 4. And we finished with a wave 5 to the downside, creating the end of wave A. Now the picture is the following. I already mentioned WX. What's coming is a Y. And Y in those situations, the Y leg usually breaks the low of wave W. Yeah. So this low that was marked here is expected to break for a wave Y, creating a low of wave 2, following the top of the leading diagonal. Yeah. Fibonacci retracement level for wave 2 indicate that the 70.2% starts at 365. Yeah. Now the tricky part here is that leading diagonals, when the wave 2 corrections unfolds, there is no rule as to say that price has to reach at least the 50% lower. Sometimes, more often than not, you see them stop at the 38.2% or the 50%. Yeah, and then they reverse. Leading diagonals are tricky. They can retrace deeply into the wave 1 or have a shallow retracement. So at the moment, it's a question mark. And that's why I wanted to introduce the alternative possibility that I have for discounts, which is if I remove this part and I remove micro counts, and here is the alternative. The alternative makes the assumption that from the top of wave 1, I'll put this one back. Yeah, from the top of wave 1, we had an ABC to the downside. Okay, we have 5 wave for A, 3 for B, and another 5 for C. So technically, we have an ABC correction complete. The following move is a wave 1. It's another leading diagonal. Each segment is a 3-wave structure, except the last one, which is an impulse 5-wave to the upside. So wave 1, leading diagonal complete, we look for wave 2 to form as an ABC. At the moment, we have 5 impulse to the downside. So technically, wave A of this ABC is complete, and wave B is expected to unfold and probably find some lack of momentum around the 70.2% at 665. And we would expect then wave C to finish this correction. Now, this correction is an impulse. This blue count is an impulse to the upside with a minimum expected target for wave 3 at 882, give or take. Yeah. Invalidation is very clear, is a break of the start of wave 1, which is at 499 or 500, give or take, depending on what charts you're looking at. So as a summary, we have to count a black and a blue one. So the blue one, like I said, is a bullish with the target minus wave 3 at 882, invalidation break below 500. The current state, meaning the current price action, is in the making of wave B is in progress, or we had the correction complete for wave 2, which I find unlikely, but it's always possible. And we look for wave 3 to be in progress. If there is a break above 732, then minus wave 3 is confirmed to be in progress. 732 is the high of wave 1. That will significantly increase the odds that we are indeed making wave 3. Looking at the black counts, the black count is the bearish one. It says that it has a target for wave Y of primary 2, which is a deeper correction, sub $400. Yeah. Invalidation break above 732, which is the same invalidation we had for the blue count earlier. The current state, I'm expecting minor wave B, so this one, to top or to stall. I should not probably write top because that's too... it does not leave room to interpret to price action. So there is no definite certainty that price will stop here, but stall around the 70.2% at 665, and minor wave C to break below 507. Yeah. So the picture is either or for BNB. That will really depend on how price action evolves. The invalidation level are very clear. I hope you liked the video. Wish you a nice day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.